What up, y'all? This is Chris Hachey, and you're watching Eddie G TV.
Yeah, how'd you get into beatboxing?
I mean, back in high school when Rozelle came out, everybody in my age group was beatbox, beatbox. So I dabbled back in the day, but I mean, mostly it's been about a year and a half now. I've been training, so I take that as, you know, I mean, that was when I officially started, because it all went back to the drawing board. You know what I mean? Really started off from scratch.
Okay, so how do you start out? Do you start out with just learning like certain sounds and then?
Yeah, I mean, like, you want to learn your basics, your hi-hat, your kick drum, and then the snare. There's a bunch of different variations. A lot of people like to use boots and cats. That's pretty familiar with it. So I mean, there's that. There's Bob. I mean, people use like Bob, Peter. And there's tons of different variations. It's all really which YouTube tutorial you're gonna follow.
Okay, I know like a big thing with beatboxing is trying to put like so many sounds together in like one thing. Like how many sounds can you do like at one time, like put together?
At one time is, I mean, it's hard to say, really. Right?
Yeah.
I mean, there's a combination of different sounds that like I do try to incorporate together at the same time. But I mean, generally what they call it is an auditory illusion.
Yeah.
It's to make it sound like we're doing a bunch of different sounds at the same time, but really they're spread out. So I'm trying to think of an example. Something I would do together, it would be like a rim shot, which is just a simple, like the side of a snare drum, and just right. And I've incorporated that into like a slide air technique, and it's. I mean, it's kind of an ending, so it kind of gives it a reverb in a sense. You know what I mean? Yeah.
Okay, so who are some beatboxers you looked up to? You said Rozelle.
Oh yeah, obviously Rozelle. You know what I mean? Godfather of noise. What really kicked it off for me though was about a year and a half ago. I saw the world battle of Korean Effects and Darnie. Korean Effects was currently living in Toronto. He's moved out to LA now, but at the time he was repping Canada. And Darnie from Singapore. And I mean, I follow both of them quite huge. Scott Jackson, he's obviously a huge inspiration for me. And I mean, like, everybody, because it's blown up worldwide. So to say that I have one favorite now is kind of biased.
Okay, what do you feel has been your biggest moment as a beatboxer?
I mean, I recently did King of the Dot squad tour in Hamilton. So I mean, that was pretty big for me. There was quite the big audience. And,
yeah, you killed that. I was there. You killed that.
Thank you. I mean, it was huge for me. It was my first battle. I ended up losing, but I mean, I had the crowd, and I got a lot of feedback off of that. I actually did my first segment on Eddie G TV there, so I mean, that was huge. I did a little collab there with Detox, and I mean, big shout outs to him for sure. Shout outs, I mean, I'd love to give a couple shout outs if that's alright.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Obviously Eddie G TV, big shout out. Shout out Beatbox Canada for sure. Shout out Block Trade Music, we on the block, love those boys. Back to the Dance Floor Recordings, big shout out to DJ Smash It. I know there's probably a few more in there that I'm missing, but big shout out to my partner Colin. And like the beatbox community in general, like everybody's just been great. It's like having a new family for sure.
So do you got any big events coming up you want to talk about?
Yeah, I got my next big event is going to be with my cousin, who's actually Hachey the Mouthpiece, and he's doing a fundraiser for his West Coast tour, and that's going to be held at Absinthe, July 5th, so come out, it's going to be huge. Got a couple big names coming. Got Killer Beats is going to be coming through, Heat, and they're both from Canada. I mean, they're incredible. The skill level that these guys are at is way above me, but I mean, it's a big step for me to be on the same stage as them, so I'm pretty pumped.
Okay, do you think the beatboxing will turn into a production at some time?
I mean, I can only hope for the best, right? We'll see where the future takes me. Time will tell.
Okay, and where do you see yourself, like what's the highest point a beatboxer can get to?
I mean, the sky's the limit, really. I mean, the people are doing commercials now. There's people coming out with their own albums. I mean, you can start with the looping, and that takes it to another level as well. And like I've been asked to do so many different things now. Like Sunday in Hamilton, sometimes I go down to this this roller skating rink, and they have live DJs outside, and I did a little collab there with them. So that was 2 DJs at the same time with me beatboxing over top, and I mean that was a first. I've never done that, and they want me to come back and like, get out on the wireless mic and roller skate around and beatbox at the same time. So that should be interesting.
Okay, I know you've been meeting a lot of rappers around these different shows.
Oh yeah.
Who are some people that you like to collaborate with?
I definitely want to get back on some more work with Detox. I got a lot of feedback from that, and I mean obviously Wildridge and AJ, you know what I mean, they're coming up in the scene, so I'd like to collab with them.
We just did that one.
Yeah. And I mean other than that, I really want to get on something with my cousin. So I mean Hachey's together, obviously it'd be pretty cool.
Yeah. All right, that's IGTV. We're out.